What do they say? Never work with
Sit.
children or animals.
This is Rosie. She's a good girl. Obviously, this is my husband, Mark. He's an artist.
Yes.
He's gorgeous. Yes. He's a little dramatic. And today we're going to introduce you to our dogs. Obviously, if you've been following me for a while, you know that we also had a dog named Pablo. We can show a picture. Pablo's doing really great. We love him so much. I know that it sounds creepy when you say that he lives at the farm, but he actually really does live with one of our dog trainers at a farm in Texas, and he's really happy there. He did not like living at our house. He bit like 9 people, and he was really stressed out there, and he just was like way too much anxiety. And I used to judge people that ever had to rehome an animal, to be candid, but sometimes actually like your home is not the best place for your dog, and sometimes it's actually really important for you as like the dog parent to know what's like the right home.
Yeah.
It really was hard, and we tried for almost 2 years with Pablo, and I love him still so much, but our pace of life was like way too much for him.
And since he's been there, he's not had
hasn't
one
had one
single bite.
incident.
Nothing.
Yeah, because he has like only the same interaction with like the same 2 humans on the same schedule all the time. Pablo's technically our oldest, even though he doesn't live with us anymore. This is Elton Melton. We got Elton and Rose from Safe in Austin, which is a gorgeous like ranch, which is run by Jamie, who is one of our heroes from Queer Eye, who I love so much. She was from our season 6, our Texas season. She helps people with special needs and then animals with special needs, and she brings them together for all sorts of different therapies. And she does a lot of community work and mutual aid. She's just amazing. Animal adoption is not their main thing, but they do get a lot of dogs that need rescuing, so
People just dump them. Later, I found out that you had told the woman to wean me over and trick me into getting Elton whilst you were off filming.
it's not
And then,
even
yes, she
true.
did.
With Elton, we did get him during Jamie's episode, and what happened was, I was like, just come meet Elton when we were filming this episode, which is when we were showing everyone the barn. I did manipulate 2 people that work at Safe in Austin, and I had them go talk to Mark, and I said, I need you to put the full court press on him, and I need, because he doesn't want us to get a second dog, so I need you guys to tell him, like, oh, a second dog is like not that much more than 1 dog. I need you to tell him that you've seen like this heal multiple dogs, like that it totally is gonna like absolutely help and won't make our lives more difficult at all. So I did say that, and then they did convince him that it wouldn't be that big of a deal, and so that is a little true.
But I didn't realize that
But
until
who listens
after.
to 2 people on a TV production set? Like, you should know that.
They worked there.
Yeah, but you should know that it's reality TV and anything could happen.
Yeah.
Elton, his origin story is devastating, which we didn't even mention.
Oh, yeah.
But Elton's mom was literally torn apart by coyotes at a junkyard.
In a school bus.
In a school bus. Like, they were, like, him and his siblings were found in a school bus, and the mom, I guess, had been, like, went out to get food. So, like, at Safe in Austin, they literally, like, nursed that litter back from, like, they were so sick and little because the mom had been killed. Yeah, so Elton's, like, 2.5. He's named after Elton John, obviously.
Because when we got him, he was wearing this like pink bow tie.
It was very Elton John in the 80s.
So we're like, so.
We got his Embark DNA done. He is a Chihuahua Dachshund, which is like a wiener dog. Miniature pincher. Small poodle.
Pekingese.
Pomeranian.
Oh, shush.
And then like super mutt, which is just like when there's like such a mix they can't tell exactly. So then, this is Rosie. I had to work so hard to get this ball and chain to let us adopt Rosie, because Mark was like, we don't need another dog. We're still sad about Pablo, and we're moving to New Orleans to go shoot, and this isn't the best time to adopt a dog. And I was like, potato, let's just go see, because Jamie had the cutest Pyrenees mountain dog puppies.
Which you never told me. You were like, oh, you said like a Pekingese or something of completely
I said
different.
Pyrenees.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You said a
But
completely
Mark was
different
like,
dog.
they're huge, and I grew up with those, and they shed so much, and I fell in love with all 10, and I was like, please, just any of these would be great. And then I could tell that Mark wasn't having it. I kept looking over and he was just picking every single one of these puppies apart. I could just tell he wasn't having it. And then my Big Fat Greek Wedding came into my head when the mom was like, the woman is the neck and the man is the head.
Dad is so stubborn. What he says goes. The man is the head of the house.
Let me tell you something, Tula. The man is the head, but the woman is the neck. And she can turn the head any way she wants.
And then I realized that I needed to turn his head somewhere else. I had to be the neck. So I turned to Jamie and I said, Jamie, do you have some other puppies? Because these ones are too young. I can tell this is not going to happen. Like, they're too young. And she was like, we do have these puppies outside. So we go outside and these like 6 puppies come bounding out of this cage and they run to us. But I looked over and Mark had Rose. She was literally like 8 pounds. She was so little. And he had her up right by his face and he was holding her like this. And he was like, what? And then I watched him fall in love with her. Like I saw it happen. And I was like, oh my God, we are getting a dog. And then Mark was like, he's not right. And he acted like he wasn't obsessed and like I was like dragging him, but really he was like, oh my God, that's so much fun. And then we went and held a goose. Mark held this goose.
It was a turkey.
It was a turkey.
Mark's version of that story, what went down that day with Rosie?
So we went to look at some puppies. I saw them. I'm like, these are Pyrenees. They are a lovely dog, but they get huge. They would have shed everywhere. We've already got 5 cats that it looks like a beach of fur in the house across the floor every morning.
A little harsh.
And when they go out and get muddy, who do you think is going to have to clean it?
That one.
Exactly. So we went to the pen thing, and there she was. Rose was the smallest of the puppies, and I held her up, and it was like whatever, the monkey and the Lion King and Simba, holding the puppy up, and I was like, okay, you can come in with us. And then we took her home.
Which is basically a British person saying, like, I am butt crazy in love with you. Like, you're the cutest puppy I've ever seen. Like, I love you so much. Like, I would literally do anything for you. Okay, so this I thought was kind of interesting because those puppies that we held, they said were like Pyrenees mountain dogs, and whatever farm that the people dropped them off from was like, oh, we saw 2 strays that are both like really fluffy ass Pyrenees mountain dog looking things, so we think that they're that. She said that they had this other litter which was outside that was like Pyrenees mixes. But when I got out there, I was like, these puppies don't look anything like those other Pyrenees fluffy ass puppies. I looked at her and I was like, I feel like she was like a lab and like a boxer or something. So I was expecting like lab, boxer, maybe some like pit. So then we got her DNA done, and she's 40% pit bull, but then she was like 30% Pyrenees mountain dog. So they really were Pyrenees mixes. Like they were literally like not even like that was true. Then she was like 15% Australian cattle dog, then 10% German shepherd. I think it was like 9 or 10% was like super mutt. But they said that there was detectable levels in her super mutt of boxer and lab, which is what I'd guessed. So I was pretty off, but was a little on. So then we had 5 dogs, 2 cats, but I do have this rule.
No, 5 cats, 2 dogs.
Yeah. I have this rule that like if an animal doesn't work out and I'm like grieving that animal, like I usually replace it with 2. With rehoming Pablo, like we had Elton, but then I was like, Rose, I still need like 1 more. I felt like I all of a sudden realized that we were actually like 3 dog people, not 2 dog people. And it was like a really intense realization and it hit me really hard. So then for Yummers, we did this Petco thing and we were in New York and we were meeting these puppies. The second that they said they're bringing puppies, I just thought, I think I'm ovulating and I think I'm gonna get pregnant with a puppy when I get over there. Then I saw these pictures before we got there and I saw this one dog that had this like caramely and gray combo, and I said, that dog is like stunning. Like that dog is a model. Who is that dog? And then when we got there, Georgie was only 10 weeks old and I just freaked out. And then Mark and I talked about it several times in marriage there and like couples counseling since. I did not do great that day as a partner, and I'll admit it. Like I forced it and then I forced it harder, and I was like, even if you have concerns and you don't want to, like I really don't want to hear about it because like we are a 3 dog household and like so just we have to do this. And then I apologized when we got no sleep for like 6 weeks because George has like earth-shattering separation anxiety. Like George, when you go to put him in a kennel, like shrieks. He slams himself against the sides of the crate. He'll scream.
He hates it.
He used to scream for like 8 hours at a time.
Never stopped.
And Mark got up like 75% of the time. Like I was a nightmare. It was all my fault.
Every 2 hours.
Yeah, Mark had to do it every
taking
2
him
hours.
out. We went and bought those baby.
And by we went and bought, Mark means he went and bought.
went and bought one of those baby monitor cameras, and on it had bird sounds. And I was going through crickets, I went through everything, and then I hit the jackpot with bird sounds. As soon as you go,
It was like an anesthetic.
gone.
I mean, you
Sleeps.
turn these bird sound on, and he would go like,
Gone. You watch him on the camera, he does.
can't keep his eyes open, and he
And just
still
falls.
can't. But then this was also a really interesting, hilarious kicker. So Mark and I go out of town. We dropped Georgie off at the dog trainer to like do some like puppy boot camp training. So we told him like that we've been having to get up like every 2 hours because if we didn't, he really would like pee and poop in his crate. And normally puppies and dogs like won't poop and pee in their crate. Like they want to keep where they sleep clean. But he would just shit and piss all over himself. Like he didn't give a f. Like we were having to give him baths so much. But then when we talked to the dog trainer, we were like, so did he like wake you up every 2 hours? And he was like, nope, he slept all the way through the night, every night, not one accident.
Played us like a pack of cards.
He literally knew, like he was screaming so much in his cage, he knew we would come get him out and take him outside and take him on a little walk. So he literally he's so smart. Oh, George has farted. George has been having horrific gas. He's been eating these
terrible.
berries at our house. He's like on a bush. He has been farting in this way that if we had like wallpaper, it would peel the wallpaper off the walls. I'm actually worried. We talked to the vet to make sure that the things off the bushes weren't toxic, but yeah, it really makes his farts just absolutely crazy. So then we got his embark DNA done too. And he actually really surprised me. I thought for sure he was going to be like all pit bull. I just thought he was like for sure pit bull puppy. He is 30% Australian cattle dog. Then he had Staffordshire Terrier, which is like a British pit bull. Then he had American pit bull. Then he had like 5% Border Collie. So that was his deal. So he's a really good boy. I just think, and I know everyone thinks this about their dog, but I just think we have like abnormally cute dogs. Like abnormally cute. Look at his face. Isn't it like crazy cute? So I do think we're all dogged out. I do think that like we are all dogged out. Like I think 3 is our limit. Like I don't see us ever being 4 dog people.
No.
We do also have 8 chickens. We do have our 5 cats and they're all doing great.
We've never had like a fight between any, like the dogs have never gone for the cats.
You know, all of the dogs and cats really do like each other. Some of the cats and dogs love each other more than others. Like our baby G, our like little white and orange like creamsicle cat. She loves Elton and like they really like each other and Elton doesn't really roughhouse her. I am looking forward though to like Rose getting a little older and like not like, you know, playing with the cats as much and then them like falling asleep touching and like cuddling.
George is named after George Michael.
Yeah, George is George Michael. Rose
Elton
is Rose.
is Elton John. Rose is
Rose from the Golden Girls.
whose original name that we gave her
Was Blanche.
but
Mark can't pronounce it.
I can't say it, so the vets still have her on the system as blonde because they thought it said blonde instead of Blanche, so that's why her name's Rose.
And also she is like much more Rose personality. She is more like goofy, funny, silly girl than like slutty, like confident girl. I just think like parenthood is like, it's one of my favorite parts of my life. Like I love that I get to have like so many cats and dogs and I just think it's so rewarding and so fun and I just like love it so much. Thanks for coming to our YouTube channel and meeting our dogs. We love Rose. We love George. We love you, YouTube. We love puppies. Bye.
Say bye.
Yeah, bye. We'll see you next time.